Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to a very stormy episode of our Green Cities Cleanup Crew Challenge here on the PS4. You see the lightning sparking in the distance, it was a second ago. Has that prompted any fires to break out? No, we seem to be okay. We spent the end of the last episode sort of building up this area over here, but we didn't put in any sort of leisure facilities or parks or anything like that, so while we got a really, really nice, massive ping, which is still affecting our buildings, as you can see, when we added in our police, fire and medical services just here, there's still scope for more. So let's start looking at parks that we can add in. You can see here just that sea of red, very, very low leisure activity over here. I do always like to try and boost our population as best we can. Let's see, we've got that bit of space there. Oh, that fits perfect, isn't it? We lose one house, but we get that park in. Can I maybe push it along a bit more? No. So let's drop that in there. That should have an immediate effect. Straight away we're getting some pings, and it has darkened the shade of orange there a little bit, which is good. We need a little bit more though. That's not enough on its own. The old trusty dog park that we use so frequently because it works so well and it's pretty small is something else we can drop in. Let's try and find somewhere for that. Again, just there. We're only taking out one house, which is perfect. And that has had a huge impact on that little corner there, as you can see. It's going to trigger a whole new wave of upgrades. Already you can see new houses, or houses being upgraded, and also new births in those houses as well, the population increasing. What else can we go with? Let's see. We've got this new tropical garden. I don't really think this is perhaps the right area for a tropical garden, but I don't know. I mean, how big is it? It's quite big. Do I want to drop in a tropical garden over there? Maybe over here, perhaps. Maybe somewhere a bit nearer our sort of transport hub over here. Don't really want to stick it waterside yet either. What I want to do is I want to look at putting in some of the new sort of floating leisure facilities along here once this water's cleaned up. It's a bit too dirty at the moment, so I'll have to think about that. We'll save the tropical garden, I think, but fishing island, as you can see, needs a shoreline. I would like to stick that somewhere over here going forward, but that water's just horrendously filthy at the moment, so we're holding off on the floating islands at the moment. There's a floating cafe as well. We need a 48,000 population at the moment. We're nearly halfway, so we're a little way to go before we unlock that. We can look at a plaza. We've got a little bit of commercial that runs through. Where is our commercial? Where's our tram line? There's our tram line. So this is our commercial that runs through to about here. So we can look at sticking a plaza in near here. Okay, I'm trying to position this in a way that has a minimum sort of impact on the houses and population that we've built up, if we can. Let's try the other plaza. Ooh, actually, yeah, that works. Again, we just take out the single house, but we're sticking a plaza just there, and we've also kind of got a link just there. I wonder if that'll actually automatically link. I don't think it will. We might have to put a pathway in. A little bit of space alongside here. This might take a little bit of the edge off that zone there, but if we do that... we got away with that. There we go. Now we've got a nice little footpath that connects that side street along the side of our new plaza. And there you can see people starting to use it. Let's see if we can put one in here as well, perhaps. Spacing. Oh, it's so fiddly. get it, and it just flicks off it almost instantly. Ah, come on. We had it for a second. We had it for a second. Well, not even a second, a split second. It just doesn't want to pop in there, does it? There we go. You know what? Let's actually take that all the way down there like that. There we go. And immediately people are starting to use that path, so that was perhaps, you know, worth the decision. We slightly shortened one of those buildings. You see it's rezoning there, but that's fine. Yeah, that'll do. What's our leisure looking like now? Much, much healthier. There's still a bit of a shortfall over here. So what else can we throw in? We've used the tennis courts and the basketball courts a little bit already. We could put a stable in near the farm. Maybe somewhere in this space. Have a little road coming off for the stables. Kind of like that idea. And that uses up that sort of block of space that we have here as well. So let's stick a road here. Like that. And let's put a stable in there. There we go. And I want to use some trees. What sort of trees do I want to go with? One of the things that we've also got is we've now got tree paintbrushes. So we can go with individual trees like we used to have before, but we can now also just paint in. And that's a very large brush, but we can now just kind of paint in lots and lots of trees in that area. Let's try a smaller brush. Let's go with a medium brush. You can see we can just paint in trees in this area a little bit. Let's go with a different type of tree, a smaller brush. We can just randomly place in trees in this area, create a sort of a little bit of a forest effect. Let's go with a couple of these conifers. There we go. That looks quite nice. A few little trees surrounding our new stables. We need to connect it up to the water supply. It's just outside at the moment, so let's take this pipe here. Just push that up a little bit like that. There we go. And that's sorted that out. And our population is around 20,500. That's not too bad. It's not too bad at all. You can definitely see quite a few clear patches starting to pop up now. Placing those extra collectors in seems to have had some effect already. Our water line is definitely looking clearer. But I think I can even see a clean line appearing around the edge of the lake as well, look. That's encouraging to see. So we are slowly but surely cleaning out that lake. It's taking some time, but we are getting there. Let's take a look at our info views. Take a look at the pollution level. Oh yeah, look at that. That's immediately having a bigger impact. Now that we're taking some of the pressure off, it's still quite slow over here. I mean, the pollution level over here is very, very high, but yeah, if we can at least clear out this section over here, then it'll help with these. I mean, these are pumping out low-level pollution, which is what you can see being pushed along the edge here. The kind of water current is just kind of pushing it out this way a little bit. You can see there is a little bit of current this way. And then what is being pushed out can then be properly cleaned by the garbage collector. And same again over here, where it's being pushed out into our collectors and it's cleaning out these quite effectively. We do need perhaps a little bit more in here. I'm going to add in an extra couple. Let's stick one in here. Let's put one in here, in these open areas. Really just going to town with this stuff here. I want to try and get this area as clean as we can, as quick as we can. Because we are, as I say, going to run out of water tower availability again at some point soon. So the quicker we can get this lake cleaned, the better. What I might well think about doing actually is removing this little peninsula that we made and just moving that water tower somewhere over here where we have got this cleaner water. That might be a way forward. But we'll let that continue to run. Our budget at the moment is very, very high thanks to all these garbage collectors. We're actually losing quite a bit of cash at the moment, but that's okay because we are very, very well off, and we can improve our finances a little bit by tweaking our taxes. We've kept them very low deliberately for quite some time. Let's start looking at pushing those up a bit. And straight away, look at the impact just raising our taxes has had on our income. We've gone from losing a couple of grand to, wow, making 10 grand, 11 and a half, 13 and a half, 15 and a half. Whoa, this is insane. Look at that, 20 nearly. 21. Whoo-hoo-hoo. 25,000. What a massive increase. Now 27, 28, nearly 29. When's it going to end? Ah, there we go. We found our limit. So we've just gone from losing over a grand a minute, or you know, a grand a day on our sort of speed up time there, to bringing in around 30 grand a day. That is very, very impressive. Looks like our population might be dropping a touch as tax increases are going down again. Our population kind of holding still. We've lost a few people, not too many. Not surprising with the tax increases, but that was a massive surge of cash. You can see that tax falling again quite substantially now. Got a little bit of pollution over here. Where's that coming from? Oh, it's our recycle centre. Of course it is. Yeah, I forgot we got one just there. It can't really be helped, unfortunately. We do kind of need them. Yeah, you can see, we can actually see the lake coming back to us over here, which is about time. It's taken long enough. Yeah, we are definitely losing some people because of those taxes, but we can afford to take a slight hit on our population. What I do want to do, as I said, is look at expanding to the other side of the lake, and also perhaps out here as well. We have, if we go to tiles, 3 new tiles available to us, so we could take that one, and we could take that one, and then hopefully as a result of that we could take the one sort of in the bottom right as well. I also think we need to look at going this way as well, maybe gain access to the railway. Where else does the railway intersect? So what we could do is we could buy this tile here. That should give us railway access. Yeah, let's buy that tile there. There we go. And I want to get this lake cleaned up as well. So let's buy that tile there. And let's buy that tile there. So the next tile we get will be the one sort of in that bottom right section there to complete the lake. But now we have all this extra space over here. I'm going to use some of that extra money that we have to drop in some more of these. So the running costs are high, but we kind of need them, and because we need to get this huge level of pollution under control. And part of the reason why these are costing us so much is, don't forget, we expanded our trash collection budget. We pushed that up to over 100%, which means these are now costing more to run than they would normally, although they are operating a little bit faster. How much do we got? We've still got space that we can push them up. I'm going to push them all the way up to 150. And hopefully that'll speed up how quickly that they are cleaning out the lake as well. The quicker we get that lake cleaned up, the quicker we can start expanding around it and using it as a proper water source again. Which means we can get rid of those water towers, which will take noise issues out of the city. We can look at building a proper water pumping area. And all sorts of things, you know, so we can really kind of push things forward. But yeah, we're just going to have to really kind of throw a lot of these garbage collectors in there, and look how much of an impact it's had on our taxes. Our population now is dropping slowly but surely as a result of the increased taxes, and you can see that our income from tax has plummeted as a result of all these garbage collectors that we've thrown in there. You know, the cost of running these is substantial. You know, just adding in those extra, 5 that we just added in right now has already had a big hit on our taxes. It probably took about 10 grand off us in income. But we are seeing signs that the lake is coming back. Slowly but surely, we are getting control of this area. We are cleaning it up. That's almost spotless water here now. Look, that would be a great place to have a water pumping station. In theory, obviously, the noise and the issues of actually getting that water cleaned would be something else. But yeah, we are, as I say, we are making some interesting progress. And the only other isolated spots of pollution we have here are from our recycle centres, and then obviously our big industrial zone through here. So yeah, good to see we are making some progress. Right, expanding around the lake is one option. We now have access to railway, so I'm just looking to see where we could potentially put in a rail connection. I kind of really, I think, maybe need the tile above here, going across the top as well. So that might be the next set of tiles that we look at once we've got this corner here, is we might look at taking those tiles along the top as well, so we can gain access to the railway going out that way, and then have a nice little sort of rail freight terminal somewhere in here. It's getting a little bit sort of condensed, isn't it? In fact, looking at that, rather than taking this corner piece here, which is actually, we're close to the lake, that's something we could be a little bit cheeky about. Once, if we had access to that river there, we could just terraform a channel through there and just let the polluted water drain away. That would be a little bit cheeky. Just pass the pollution onto someone else. We really should be cleaning it up, I suppose, shouldn't we? Population is still sort of stymied at around, or stagnating at around 20,000, thanks to those taxes. I will drop them again going forward, but for now, as I say, we do need to pay for these garbage collectors, so we're going to have to kind of just grin and bear it with the slightly higher taxes for now. It is having a definite impact on how many people move in. What's our employment situation like? Because I can see we've got a big demand for industrial and commercial again. Let's take a look back at our info views, and let's go to employment. If I can find, what's our crime rate? 6% and climbing. That's not great. Could do with more jail capacity. So let's see. Unemployment is at 6%. There are 10,000 jobs available. So is it an education thing? 7% unemployment. It might just be an educational issue. Let's see. Graduated citizens. Again, we've got more capacity than eligibility, so that's good. High school is struggling a little bit. Could do with another high school. Pretty much on the nose for capacity at the moment there, look. What about university? Oh, yeah, university could do with a bump. We only put in a small campus, didn't we? So let's look at getting in the brand new Modern Institute of Technology, you know, or MTI as opposed to MIT. Where can we stick this? Kind of like the idea of having this maybe over here somewhere. Got our park there actually. Oh, that's not a park, is it? That's our stables. Let's look at maybe bringing that somewhere over here. And again, I'm thinking somewhere where we've already got a reasonable sort of access with the tram. And we never got buses up and running either, did we? We could look at getting a bus service up and running in our city. We've got this open space over here. I'm thinking maybe we could create a little side road and have the university somewhere over here. Let's do that. So let's take this junction here. It's as good as any. Just going to build out to there for now. We may end up relocating, but for now that'll do. And let's stick our institute just there. Wave sweeps through the entire city there. We need power and water. Let's deal with the water first of all, because that's just a nice easy little pipe extension job. There we go. And power. Just run a pylon there, like that. There we go. Again, we're getting a big wave of upgrades pinging through the whole area now that we've got a big, proper university site. So that's going to give our population another little boost. And here it is in all its glory, the new MTI. Very swanky, isn't it? Lovely stuff. So let's take another look at our... Just wondering if maybe we build a high school opposite there as well. Yeah, I think we should probably stick another high school in. And we'll stick that opposite as well, I think. We'll go with another one of these new facilities here. This is the Arts Centre, I think. There we go. Institute of Creative Arts. Let's stick one of those in. Opposite that. There we go. We don't really want a community school there as well, do we? No. But I will think about putting in a park around here if I can. Let's go with a smaller one. Will it fit? Oh, it fits perfectly. Look at that. Beautiful. Lovely stuff. And again, just hear all those pings of upgrading buildings in the background there. It's absolutely brilliant. See those arrows, those population boost symbols that we're seeing of new citizens being born in. Look how much clearer this section here is starting to look now. Just another brief moment. We're even starting to see some of these extra ones that we dropped in starting to clear away little bits around their edges as well. Not all of them. Some of them are still struggling and are being overwhelmed by that pollution, but some of them are really starting to take effect. We are slowly but surely winning the battle to reclaim the lake. You can see the little bit of pollution over here. Again, not surprising with the dirty water so nearby, but we are slowly but surely, as I say, winning that battle and reclaiming the clean water. I've got some lack of customers over here. That building is just upgraded to a high level. So let's take a quick look at this. Oh, it's not enough workers. No, the customers is when it goes, I think, green, isn't it? So, yeah, well, we've just dropped in a new university, a new MTI building. So these buildings that are upgrading and not getting enough educated workers, they may struggle initially, but going forward, once people start going through this centre here, you can see their students, the number of students goes up, is going up quite quickly. Once they've graduated, they will obviously start taking on some of these highly educated jobs. And while some of these businesses may initially fail, going forward long term, it'll stop that from being an issue. So, yes, they've upgraded, and they've upgraded faster than we can supply workers to them, but in time, those workers will be there. So we don't have to worry. We can just let those businesses fail if they fail. New businesses will replace them. And again, possibly a couple more might fail going forward, but long term, we won't have to worry about anything because those workers will be available in the future. Just got to get some book learning under them. So I kind of want to start thinking about bringing some pathways around the side here, expanding down around this side of the lake with our road. I don't know if I want to do it just yet, though. I kind of want to wait for the water to clear up a bit more before we start thinking about doing that. Just looking at our demands and thinking where I can possibly continue to throw more stuff in. I wouldn't really want to expand the farm anymore without having more housing along this section here that's close to the farm, to try and encourage them to take that on. How's our traffic doing over here with our little 3-lane road? Seems to be coping. It's a little busy, but we expected that. Oh, there's a fire somewhere. Oh no, it's ambulance. That storm is back, look. Okay, some more sick people over here as a result of living too close to the recycle centre. A little bit of pollution issue. Can't really do anything about that. I kind of really want this to just clean. Give me back my lake. We are slowly reclaiming it, but it's just taking so long. I think what I might do is I might let the city run for a bit between episodes, just to try and reclaim some of that lake a little bit faster, because we are just kind of... I want to start building that new facility around here. I want to stop people getting sick here in this little corner as a result of this pollution. And we can't really do anything like that until this is sorted. I've noticed a phantom one of these collectors keeps glitching in and out. We have one sort of glitching in just here a second ago, and I thought briefly as I was over here I spotted one sort of pop in over here. I thought it was just a trick. It was just me. And then I spotted it again over here, so I think there's definitely a weird little visual glitch there with these garbage collectors. Maybe it's because we've got so many of them. I don't know. I'm also surprised that it's only really this section that seems to be cleaning out, and the rest, it's kind of working, but it's working very, very slowly. Actually, no, it is starting to spread out a bit more over here as well, look, isn't it? Still very little over here. I'm wondering if there's an actual specific way to place these, if they work specifically at certain depths, or... Let's take another quick look at their info, see if it gives us any more clues. No, just says must be placed on water, floating building, lessens water pollution. So, yeah, they're just going to have to carry on pumping away. Here you can see a lot of these businesses that have upgraded now with a demand for educated workers just aren't getting the highly educated workers yet. They will come. So we can see these businesses have failed. We talked about this a second ago. It doesn't matter if these fail. New businesses will replace them. We have plenty of commercial demand. And in time, we will have plenty of educated workers to staff them as well. We've just got to let people graduate from here. So let's start looking at being able to improve how quickly people can actually move around the city. We only have our 2 tram lines at the moment. Let's look at putting in a biobus plant. So we'll stick a terminal just here. Excuse me. So there we go. That's our biodiesel bus, or biofuel bus depot just there. That's where our buses will come from. Now, do I want to have a big station somewhere? Not really. Not yet. I do want to create some routes though. I definitely want a route here. And I want this to kind of pick up from somewhere perhaps over here. That's where I want it to start. Or finish. So it's a very, very short route at the moment, as you can see. What I'm going to do is just connect the link. And we are going to start to drag the route through this estate. So this bus is going to kind of cover this area over here. So just matching up our kind of lines a bit like this. Let's put a stop in over here as well on both sides, like that. Drag that up there. There we go. That's a decent little kind of route. It's I'm trying to cover as much of the sort of area around here without unnecessarily putting in line, unnecessarily zigzagging away, and doubling back on itself too much. So let's start throwing in some stops along this route. That's going to have a big... Oops. There we go. It's going to start having a big positive effect on our citizens. Again, you can see another wave of upgrades going as we've now got a dedicated transport route in this area. Stop there, stop there. Let's move these stops along a bit. You know what? Let's move these ones along one. move those there. Move these to here. And then we can add in stops at this end as well. There we go. And then we've got to stop there. Stop there. Let's put a stop in just here by the park. And then we'll put in just that one stop just there as well. Okay. And then the longer the route, the more stops it has, the more buses it will automatically generate. And then obviously we can go in and we can tinker with that route. So that's the first bus route done. Let's take a look at one of our bio buses. We haven't seen these before. Again, these part of the Green Cities update there. Let's follow this. Oops. So you can see it looks similar to the original buses, but obviously it's got that raised section on the roof, which makes it easier to identify. They do look a bit squarer and blockier as well. Maybe that's just me. And look how many people are waiting on this route. Our buses certainly, at the moment, can't cope with the number of people that are waiting. We might have to throw in some extra buses. Let's take an inspection of the route itself. We've got 8. That's not enough. We need to go to 12, I think. And there you can see the green... Oops. I've got to find another bus now. Come back, buses. Where are you? There's one. If we just move off there for a second, you can see the green lines there indicate the stops. On the sort of the white line underneath the breakdown, the pie chart there. The green lines, the green... indicate where the stops are on the route, and the red buses, the red lines obviously show where the buses are on the route. So you can see, probably do with more buses than that. We're only saving 20% of car trips. Let's go up to 200%. Let's go 16 buses. Let's see what impact that has if we can get some extra buses on the route. This is our only route at the moment, so it's going to be busy. What we may well have to do is actually come back in and tone that back down again once we start to add in more bus routes. It may just be that because that's the only route available, people are flocking to it. Let's look at adding in an extra route. Or several. So let's see. We've got the tram that kind of runs over to the industry. We've got the other tram that runs to the industry. I'd kind of like this to be our kind of central hub area. I'd like a few buses to maybe congregate in this area. So we've got all this space through here. If we start a route here, we're on right-hand traffic, aren't we? Let's have a bus that kind of comes down to, say, all the way down to here. It's going to be a long route. I'd like it to go along through the roundabout, but I don't want it to actually stop on the roundabout. And it's not going to do that. It's going to just take one of these routes and turn through here. So it's not going to let me do what I want it to do. So let's just clear the line out completely. let's try this again. Let's have a bus that comes down to, say... It doesn't have to come all the way down here, so this is a long route, and that's probably not the smartest thing to do. If we have a small sort of local bus that maybe services this area and this area only, and then have a bus from here that kind of draws into this area and then departs again. So that might be a better way to do it. So we're not putting too much stress on a single service. So now it's a question of figuring out where we want that that stop point to be. And you know what? I'm going to move that line. I'm going to start it over here. I'm going to run it down here. And run it along this main road here. Instead. Ah, there we go. Now that's going to do what I wanted it to do. Should then loop around the bus like that. Okay, so we'll mess around with the stops once we've got the actual route down, but this will just be our sort of our main line runner. It's going to run through our central road all the way through our our busy sort of double carriageway. It'd be nice if it would loop through there. It's not going to do that, is it? I could do that. I'd like to perhaps keep it off the roundabout if I can. I suppose the other alternative would be to actually run it through and around. Yeah, that works actually. It means it'll turn against traffic, but that's okay. We can get away with that. So let's draw it through here. Why would it move? There we go. And then bring it around, and there we go. So we need to play around with these stops a little bit. Go stop there, stop there. Let's put a stop there as well. Just move that along a little bit. There. So we've got some stops on our central shopping area. You can see all those pink buses heading off to their various pickups. Look how many people are waiting there already, look. It's crazy. We want some stops along here. There we go. Trying to keep my distances not too bad between stops, but I don't want to overload it with too many stops as well. That'll do. Let's put a stop in around here. Another one there. And then the next ones we've got are just there, aren't they? So put stops here like that, and then that's also kind of close to the university and also to this bus route. So again, people from this stop can then use it to get to the university, or they can use it to get to this bus route, and then they can kind of follow it through these houses if they want to. Give some options, and then the bus will come in, loop around the roundabout and head back out again. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So let's inspect this route. Oops. Oh, did I just delete the route or a stop? I just deleted a stop, didn't I? Oops. Let's put that back in. At least I didn't delete the whole route. That would have been bad. Let's go back to our inspect tool. Where's my pink bus gone? There it is. Only 10 buses on that route. Yeah, I want more than that. Let's go with 15 buses on that route. And let's quickly have a look at the university. How many trips are we saving over here now? 34%, so that's definitely improved. Excellent stuff. So there we go. We've got ourselves a nice new modern technology institute. We've got a couple of biofuel buses up and running. We will continue to sort of expand that a little bit more. And oh wow, yeah, look at that clean water. Really is slowly coming back to us, this lake. You know what? We'll just let this, you know, work at the speed it's been working at. Let's not push it. Let's not just let it run in the background. We'll keep going as we're going. So next time out, we'll look at adding in a couple more bus services to sort of fulfill sort of this side of the city. Maybe get something running through Sunnyside Heights down here and towards Chester District as well. So we'll get a couple more buses up and running, and then we'll start looking at maybe increasing our zoning a little bit. That's all to come next time out. So that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with some more of the Green Cities Cleanup Crew Challenge here on the PS4 very soon.